Hi, Jason calling from Real 39 Stanhope Road, Jason's Garage. We have a Peugeot 2006 reg in this morning. Customer complaining it's got an awful knock coming from the back ends when driving. After investigating the issue and having a good look at the rear ends, we will turn this camera around and I'll show you what the common causes are. Rear subframe bushes on this rear swinging arm. You've got an arm here, I can see my finger, just follow it. We literally have to drop this rear leg both out, both sides, and press a new bush in. So when you look at this bush, it's very ripped and distorted. So that does need to be replaced because it does cause a horrible damping effect, knocking effect. So yeah, we've got to literally take this complete rear leg out to actually press. So you've got all of this, you've got all of this, all of this, all of this. As you can see, rear swinging arm nearly dismantled from all the areas which need to be actually stripped to actually get it off. So we are actually going to drop it to the floor soon to actually take these bushes out of here, press some new ones in. So I will show you when it's on the floor. Here we are, rear swinging arm on the floor. It's going to make the job a lot more easier now we've actually stripped it right off the vehicle. So the actual parts we are replacing, you can see a lot more clearer now, and I will point to it, is here, these bushes. Yeah, they look all intact, but they are actually ripped all on the inserts. So this is what we will be pressing in there, these new bushes. Make the ride a lot more sturdier and a lot more quieter for the customer. We've actually got new bolts as well because the old ones were quite rusty. This is what it looks like when it's not on the car. She has no back end. So here we are. I've just used a little bit of force to this inner sleeved bush. So as you can see, it's off. I've actually got it off and it is in quite a bad way. These have actually got a plastic insert on these, so they're not too bad to pull out, but you just got to be careful when you're pressing the new one in because it is actually sort of like a hard form of plastic. You know, I have seen these crack as you're actually putting them back in, which obviously we don't want that. Just to show you, we've got it positioned on the press. Obviously, because it is a plastic bush, we just got to be very careful to put it on slowly. She's actually going in quite nice, slightly at a bit of an angle, but that should level up when she's all the way down. So she's going on nicely. There we go, she's nearly there. So we do need to now just position. There we go, all pressed in. Not a great video because I'm trying to hold the rear axle. All pressed in. Let's do one more side. Back to the Peugeot 56 plate. Yeah, all the bushes got installed quite nicely with no harm. It's pressed in quite nice. I'm just going to turn it around and show the axle back in place. And we're just installing new bolts. Here we are, look, all the bushes are in place, no cracks, all looking good. Axle all back in line. It's just a fact of reconnecting all the handbrake cables now. The brake pipes, we've got to bleed the brake system because we've actually had to disconnect the brake pipes. And yes, looking good. So probably within the next hour she should be all back together again. Here we are, 2006 Peugeot GT, all put back together, and just gone for a road test, which I'm going to actually give it another test to see if there's any knocking happening on the back ends. So here we are, road tested, no knocking on the back end at all. So quite happy with how it ended up by taking the rear axle out and replacing these bushes. So like I said, if you like what you see, please click the link below and subscribe to my YouTube channel, or even go on Facebook and like my page, Jason's Garage.